Hey there, everyone. Jen with Laughing Lotus Wellness. Here we are, and I am just going to do a update on things so that people kind of know what's going on this month. I'm going to be making just a little bit of a transition in scheduling, and I just wanted to make sure that people were aware of that. So our month content is Renew. And what I'm going to be doing is putting out snippets of videos that are bite-sizable pieces. So content's going to come out that way versus just one big, long, solid live. What we're going to do is vlogging material, and then our Mondays when we do lives, Violet, I love you so hard. We are going to come back around on Mondays and then digest that. So what we're going to be looking at in general as a schedule and structural change that I just want to make sure you guys are super aware of is that we're going to be looking at vlog bite-sized pieces for all of you guys. So I'll be creating content, putting that out. And then we're going to do a live where we're going to digest all of that. Okay, so that's kind of the layout of the plan and structure, how we're going to be doing things. And so today I was in the middle of all sorts of stuff and I didn't get to live, but I recorded the vlog so that I'm starting to eke that out for you guys. So I think what'll look like, oh Violet, I love you. What it'll look like is probably Wednesday and Thursday I'll start putting out vlogs, but this week I might start ahead because I'm a little bit behind the schedule that I want to set for us. And so what you'll do is you'll get those vlogs and I'll try to number them so that you know which one I'm on. And that way, if you miss one, you could go back and grab that material if that's something that's interesting to you. And then Mondays is where you would come in with questions, comments, things that you want to dig deeper into. So really, friends, this is free coaching. I mean, it's free coaching, and that's something that I believe in offering. This is my purpose. This is me living my purpose, and so I believe strongly that part of purpose is service work. Part of it is showing up and providing content for people, regardless of whether you're a paying client or live 3 continents away or whatever. It doesn't matter. It's that it's here for your use, hopefully for your highest good, and supporting your journey in your purpose, right? That's really kind of what my work is about, is helping you connect to your purpose and helping you live a purpose soul-based life. And so for me, that's what all this work is about. It's what the summation of it is, if you will. And I want you to know that that's really what's behind all of this. And so I eventually will be simulcasting for YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. If you haven't, I would beg of your favor to me, and that is going in and following me on all of those venues. And I said this on Facebook, and I want to say it here. When I'm asking for followers for you guys to go and subscribe or like or whatever it is. Friends, it's just that at each level, we get more flexibility and fluidity to share our messages. So it's not about followers. It's not about being liked. This is not an ego thing. It's not like I feel cooler every day when I get, new people, although that's a blessing. Don't get me wrong. This is really about building the ability to get the message that I feel like I was put here to put that out to the world. And so for me, that's really important, is that I want to be able to share that. And I'm really busy building a tribe of people that are incredible, like people that are in here, that I love, that like lift me up, and they're seekers that are seeking. And that's kind of the idea, is that our best work in this lifetime happens in community. And it's stuff we have to do on our own. Some of it we have to show up and do our own work. We'll be talking about that this month in Renew. We'll be talking about it this week. And community is the base. Community is the base of what we build that in. So I do my own work. Maybe I'm saying that backwards. No, I really like the base of it as community, because I feel like you're creating family. I feel like you're creating family that is spiritual family, and they're here and they're joining with you to create and grow each other and the tribe, the community. So for me, that is one of the biggest draws of doing all of this work and trying to make sure that the message is getting out, is that that's an act of service. And like I said, hopefully obviously I would love to have clients as well, but really at the end of the day, it is my belief system that as much as I can, I want to put content out there for anybody, right? So anybody can access this. So for those of you that don't know me very well, I was a clinician for 20 plus years. I'm a clinical social worker. I have my license in clinical social work, and I did it for 20 plus years. And so as a former therapist, I've moved into coaching. And I am a certified yoga instructor, a certified crystal healer, a certified Reiki healer, specialty in meditation, yoga nidra in particular, but I do all of them. And so for me, this is like the culmination of all of that, right? The goal of what I've developed as a purpose expert and as a coach is living all of that wisdom and combining all those cool tools for something that's hopefully deeply healing for someone who wants to be on this journey in working at really deeply connecting to their purpose. And so anyway, so that's kind of the jam behind the scenes. And I like to talk about that because I think it demystifies. It's not like, what are you doing and why is it out there? What does it mean? To me, this means everything. And to me, this is the reason that I'm sitting right here on this day doing this work, because it's something that I so passionately believe in. So I just want to let you guys know that. So there's going to be some shifting, and I just didn't want anybody who had traction with me on Mondays to be like, oh my gosh, where was Jen? What happened? Is she not doing it anymore? So again, we'll vlog, content, meet on Mondays and lives, hopefully, to do that like digestion together as community. And we go back and we do vlogs again, then we do content and right, digestion. And so that's kind of the rhythm we're going to get in. The days are the thing. I'm going to work with Mondays. If Mondays does not work for lives and the content doesn't line up great that way, we might have to shift and move to lives on Thursdays. We'll see. I like this better. I kind of want to stay with the momentum we've got going, but I just want to throw it out there so that you guys know to watch. And what I'll try to do is advertise, like, we're going to do lives on this time, this day, right? So my plan is to simulcast Monday mornings, 10:30. On Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, all three at the same time. Make my life easier. Instagram's a little bit of a hassle because it's way the hell in the back 40 on my phone and I can't read the comments. It's super irritating. I'm going to have to figure out how to make that work because that sucks. But I will figure it out. We will make it work. I will be here one way or the other, and that is what I'm saying to you. So this month, renew. Got some fun little pieces coming out. I'm going to start eking those out for you in content so that you guys can start taking that information in and start growing into that as we're working on our personal agreements with ourselves. And I said this is really about hanging on to the pieces of us that are really working, the agreements we develop that work. And I have a story about that, so you're going to have to wait to the vlog. Sorry. I was going to tell it. I'm like, nope, you're going to have to wait for the vlog. So there's a really neat story, and then there's a hard story and a healing story in there for you guys that I kind of share as just kind of giving you structure and like, oh, okay, that makes sense. So I invite you into that and listening to that to kind of start to put it together, to piecemeal it for yourself, and to boost you in your own work as you begin to dive into this material and start to look for yourself at what you want to renew. We need this. We've been in a pandemic for over a year. People have been renewing for whether or not we called it that. It might not have felt renewal, I'm going to tell you, but we have been doing it for a year. And so people are pretty strung out, I'm going to be honest. And so I feel like renewal has maybe never been quite as important as it is right now. But we're going to start with your thinking. We're going to start with your personal agreements and the stories you've been carrying around your heart, because that is a huge piece of our journey here. So I think it's one of the most natural spots to start. And again, keeping the ones that fit, ditching the ones that don't, renewing that. I'll tell you a couple of things I've got going on. Typically, I will try not to barf advertisement at you because that's so annoying. But I'm trying to balance all the parts out. So in terms of agreements, this is really cool, is that starting this Sunday, I am going to be doing a Yoga Nidra book club with Don Miguel Ruiz and his 4 agreements. So it's actually really perfect timing to be reading on the ones that he created and simmering in that material. So this Sunday we would start. The trick of it is it's through Yoga Center Retreat. So the one thing I want to say is typically I can send you right to my website, get you signed up, super, super easy. You have to go to Yoga Center Retreat for that Yoga Nidra book club. It runs 4 weeks and it's 1 agreement a week. It is a short book. It's also a short read. If you don't want to read, do Audible. Friends, it is such a good book. And then all of the Nidras correlate to the agreements. So it's going to be a beautiful practice. It's 2 hours long. It's 7:30 to 9:30 on Sunday evenings. That's Central Standard Time. We're going to be doing that. I also have an in-person event right before Mother's Day on Saturday before Mother's Day. It's a goddess tea ceremony I'm going to be doing. And that's in person. So that's if you're local in Minnesota and close to the cities, that might be something that would interest you. That's also up on the docket right now for things that are going on. So I just want to kind of bring that to the surface. So the various areas, and I'm, not shamelessly plugging this, but shamelessly plugging this, best book ever. God, that book is so good, isn't it? It's seriously one of my very favorite books ever. The simplicity of it, but the simplicity of the read belies the layers of wisdom. That book is like, that book, like I could read it 18 times and I'm still figuring it out. I'm going to be honest, because man, it's great work. It's good stuff. So I want to say that I have been trying to guide people to my website. And so I am so grateful for followers on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Those are the three that I tend to spend the most time on. Every follower means I'm getting closer to more fluidity with how I'm sharing the message, right? So I will have perks that will help me continue this work. So it isn't friends, it isn't, I have friends, but it isn't like making friends. It isn't that I'm cool. It's that I'm literally trying to work into having that flexibility to help promote this message, right? Of love and light and purpose and connection and grow our community. So that's kind of what I'm out there doing. And so, but the other answer is, and one place that I would really encourage people to go directly is my website. Because if you subscribe to my email list, you're really in, and you're going to get a newsletter every single month that updates on events, activities, things like that. And typically what will happen is I will try to make sure that my crew, my tribe, gets dibs on stuff first. So the first things that come out, I try to give them dibs. Usually I'll put some free content there of some kind. It depends. This month was a little bit rough, but I'll always talk about some healing crystals you can use. I'll give you a recipe and some content in there that I'm talking about things, and then updates and lots of links to things. So if I've got an event going like Insight Timer Meditations, I will automatically put those in my email so that you guys can go in, and there's Jen's link. Hi, Steve, how are you? And so I really suggest that you go to laughinglotuswellness.com and subscribe to that email. If at some point, friends, it no longer resonates, unsubscribe. You can get out of it anytime, and that's okay too. And I understand we're always shifting and changing. But here's the deal. I was very clear on this on Facebook. Social media will go away. I cracked a joke about MySpace. If anybody was ever in MySpace back in the day, okay, right? Came and went. And I know you think Facebook will be forever. No, they won't. No, they won't. The one thing that will be forever in perpetuity as long as I'm kicking is my website. So it's the place to make sure that you're plugging in. If you really want to be a part of that tribe and that journey with me, that's where you go sign up for sure. So I'm grateful for the follows and all the socials, but the truth is that I always want to direct you to that webpage, because that's going to be for sure, right? That's not going anywhere. My webpage is there. That's where you can find me and connect with me. You can email me through that, ask me questions through there. It's a great venue, and so I really suggest that you go over there and get signed in and subscribe if you're enjoying the content that I'm going to share with you all. So this month, renewal, I'm super excited. Our word is renew, and I did some really fun poking around and creating of a vlog today. Like I said, it'll come out in pieces this week, so you can take a listen to those whenever you have time, and hopefully they're a little bit more bite-sized pieces so that you're not like fire hose. I realize that the lives can be a lot of content and they can be long. And so I was like, okay, I think it's a little bit maybe nicer bite-sized parts for people if I can just do them in little parts. So we're going to give that a go. We're going to do lives so that you can come in and ask questions and comment and talk about the vlogs and what you're hearing and learning and what you're working on. Hopefully we're all working on it. I talk about my own work in the vlogs this week. I'm telling stories. So it's not something that's like, I'm just at ya. I'm also in there sharing with you as well, doing my own journey, doing my own work. And so in Insight Timer today, I shared about, some of the things I'm going to be working on. Hi, Natasha, how are you? And so I talked about that this morning. So, I get really real in these places. I feel like it's so crucial that if I'm asking you to do work, that I do the work too, and that I show up in authenticity in that, because there's nothing worse, I think, than being with people that feel like they can't show up and do that themselves, right? It feels off energetically. If you're with somebody and you're following them and you're like, okay, but like, where's your story? Like, who are you and what are you doing? I think that's really disconcerting, and people don't mean bad things by it. I totally get it. But vulnerability is what I ask of others. And so if I'm going to ask you to be vulnerable with me and show up and do this work, I have to be willing to do that work with you as well. And so that's really an important part of my jam. And so you'll hopefully pick that up as we go, is that I'm not trying to inundate you with my stories, but that they're kind of sprinkled in there a little bit for, like wisdom and some of my own journey, so that you kind of know who I am as well and why I'm showing up here. And so I want to say, and I said this on Facebook, I want to say here, in deep gratitude, the community that is building with the people that I am spending time with is so effing cool. So I'm just going to tell you, if you're looking for a place to land, if you're a seeker, if you want to understand big stuff, if you're willing to do the work, if you're seeking truth, if you're seeking understanding, if you're seeking your purpose, the people that I am with, the people that are in my tribe and Insight Timer and on my website and in my socials are really freaking solid people. They are so cool and they are so fun. And today I started with Twisted Sister on Insight Timer. So, you don't know ever what's going to happen in my Insight Timer, I'm just going to say. But they're literally the most fun people. And so what I want you to remember is that all of this stuff links together. So the meditations go with the topics, everything flows together. So really it's free coaching material that you're getting from me all the time. And I invite you into that space, and I hope that you will get to know the other people. Today on Facebook, one of my people was like, oh, I wanted to say hi to her. So two of my people met today from different worlds and universes, and it was so cool. And I'm like, that's what I'm looking for. It isn't about followers for the sake of followers. It isn't about people following me because I'm cool. This is literally about creating community for people where they can come in and do this work and feel like it's a held space. And that for me is everything. And so when we come together, that is the most ideal space for growth, is within a community. So it starts with me. I have to do the work. But that work is only going to go so far if I don't have a community backing it up. And that's what I'm working to build for all of us. And so that's where following me and creating this is expanding our network. And so if ever you feel compelled to share, that's a huge coup for me, because if we're pulling your cool people in, and I got my cool people and Violet's cool people and Lauren's cool people and Steve's cool people, we've got all these really incredible humans wanting to do this work together. And it's only if it resonates, friends. I know this is going to sound bad. I'd rather have 5 people that really get it. You can't see my other finger. There's 5. I swear I can count. I would rather have 5 people that really get it and want to step into this than 3,500 that don't care 2 shits about my message. Because if my message isn't landing for you and it's not pulling you into community and it's not helping you grow in some way, then why, right? Why? And I'm really serious about this. In renewal, and I didn't say this yet, I invite you to look at who you're following. Who are you in community with? Because truthfully, and if I'm one of them that you're like, I don't need that noise, delete. I invite you. Because I really think it is so important to really truly listen to our souls in this stuff, and that some people are going to show up and they really help us grow, or they make us laugh, or they're teaching us something super valuable, and they're just bringing value. And then there's people that sometimes they get in our circle, or we followed them at one point and it no longer fits. This is a great time. If we're going to do spring cleaning is renewal. Right? And so I invite you to spring clean that. If there's little communities or places that you've been, I know I need to go through mine, because I have some stuff coming across my feed I literally never look at anymore. And it's not meant to be an unkindness. It just isn't where I once was somewhere. I'm no longer there. And so I really invite you too to look at this time of year, not just your home, right? Not just getting prepared outside and doing your things and getting ready, but also really pausing to look at, the things that are really working and helping you grow, and what things that feel like they weigh you down. And so if there's areas that do, those are spaces to let go of them so that you can renew and recycle too. And so really, truly, right? If it suits and it feels like, Jen is saying something that I really think would resonate with so-and-so, I'm really grateful for the shares. I'm really grateful for bringing your friends in. If there are seekers that want to be in and they want a community, I've been there. And I didn't quite find it. I found parts of things I wanted and I didn't ever quite find exactly what I was looking for. So I was like, all right, I'll create my own. F it. So that's really what I'm in the process of doing. And so I'm looking for high vibing, loving, beautiful, authentic people who are willing to seek and do hard work and step into the grittiness of life, because that is what I'm really like, I'm so passionate about, and helping people find their purpose in the journey that we're living here. That's the magic. And if that's what you're looking for, then you're in the right space. If that's not what you're looking for, again, like, namaste, I get it, right? We want to find places that feel like home. Any of the people, places, socials we're following should feel like coming home to us. We plug in, we listen, we laugh, we learn, we take a little something away. If we're not doing that, then that material is not meant for us, okay? And I talked about that in flow last month. If it's not for us and it doesn't feel right, flow on through, friends, flow on by. Flow on by. But if something really resonates for you, those are moments where, again, pull your friends in. I had somebody that loved yoga with Adrienne, brought it up to me, and I absolutely love her. And so that's right. So it's this word of mouth, like, hey, this woman like teaches in a way that I really like, and I think you should try it. And so I did a freebie with her and joined her subscription because I loved how she teaches. So to me, I'm looking for great hair tips. There's actually, ironically, Violet, not even joking, there's a woman in my business group. My throat is like hurts because I've been talking so much, that does hair stuff, and she's amazing. So I will hook you up down the road. Let her get settled. She's working on socials and stuff. She's got a lot of stuff in the works. She does stuff by health. It's really cool, actually. It sounds really amazing. And her hair is gorgeous, just saying. And so it's one of the areas that she works in. So I don't do all things, right? But look at that. Look at, you didn't even think you were going to get one. Look at that. And so I got somebody. I think her name is Summer. And she's awesome. So once she's up and rolling, I'm telling you, see, you just don't even know. You had a conversation like that, flip, and I was like, oh, I got your person. And so, right, this is what we do for one another. And so when someone resonates for us, that's what we do, is we get out there and we network, but not network in a gross and schmarmy way, right? We like network with each other to provide resources, to hold each other up. And so to me, that's what good community is about. So I invite you to those things. I invite you, if Yoga Nidra Book Club sounds good, or if you want to advertise that, if you see an ad, that's beautiful. If you don't, see ya, that's fine, friends. You do what feels good, right? You do what feels good. Yoga with Adrienne, her website is Find What Feels Good, right? And leave it to her to just speak right into the heart of the matter. Like, find what feels good, friends. We do what feels good and right to us. And if it doesn't, it isn't meant for us. And that's as simple as we can think about it. I know that's oversimplified, but if it doesn't feel right, it's not meant for us. So I just wanted to leave those thoughts out there, but I really wanted to talk about the structure because it's going to feel a little bit different. And I wanted everyone to know about that flow, so that you were like, oh, she's gone. I'm not gone. I'm out there. It's going to be in a little bit different venue. And so I wanted you to know to look for that so that you weren't like, where in the what is happening right now? So I'm going to try to figure out how to make that all work. Godspeed. I'll probably need it. Oh, technology. Anyway, by the end of this, I'm telling you what, if you want a business expert on stuff, I might be your woman, because I'm single-handedly doing all of it right now. Sure wish I could afford some extra help. Just saying, but that's not in the cards right now. So someday down the road, maybe I'll have extra help. In the meantime, it's just this clown figuring things out 1 minute at a time. So anyway, again, feel free to go over and subscribe at laughinglotuswellness.com. Again, that's laughinglotuswellness.com. That's my jam. That's where I am. Again, if you had to pick one thing, that's what I would have you do, but I'm always grateful for the follows because that's just going to help me, again, spread the word, spread the message, spread the purpose. Helping people connect to their own journey on a little more deep level is really what I hope to do, and particularly people that are feeling pretty stressed out about it, because I have been there and I have seen people in deep stress about purpose, and it's a really hard place to be. And so for those people specifically, if you have a buddy that's going through that, that's the time where it's great to share this out, because that's really what I'm trying to speak into the heart of. And so that's the population of people that I'm hoping to, I hope I connect with lots of people, but I also really hope that those people that are needing some extra support for that journey, they feel like they've got it somewhere. So anyway, that's who I am. That's what I do. 20 minutes later, there is no such thing. This is why I can't do lives. There's no such thing as a short one. I'm just saying, I don't know how. I'm working on it. in my business masterclass. I swear I'm working on it. So anyway, friends, I am so grateful for you. Take care, Steve. Thanks so much for hanging in there. I really appreciate it. It's so good to see your face in here today. And so again, let me know what I can do. If there's ever content that you want to hear about, learn about, add that in. That's where those Mondays and conversations and lives become very important so that I can hear what you want to hear. And Insight Timer today, people loaded me up with content that they were like, this area, this area, this area. That's what I'm looking for. And so they just plugged. I have literally 2 sides of paper. Nope, that's not the right one. Nope, that's not the right one. I lied. Where's my paper? Right here. See, I lied. Right? See, look at, right? 2 sides of paper from their suggestions and the things that they want to hear. That's what I'm about. Because just generic content can be anywhere, and that's fine. And generic content's good. We need that too. That's right. That's not me ripping on anybody. But I'd rather blast you with material that feels like it's speaking right into your soul, like it's something that you really want to know. And so that's where it's like, show up on Mondays, ask the questions, send me private messages, inquire about things so that I can show up better for you. I am here in service. So it is my purpose to be here for all of you. And I can only do that well if you will invite me into your inner world a little bit, right? And that requires vulnerability. I mean, I could talk about this till the cows come home. But the queen of vulnerability is Brene Brown, so you can look her up and take her info, but that's what I believe. And so truly, I want to be able to speak into that vulnerability, that authenticity for each of you, your truth, and I can't do that if I'm guessing. So what I'll do is I'll hit the mark some of the time, but I want to hit it as much of the time as humanly possible for you, so please know that is exactly why I'm here, and always offer up like, hey, we'd love to hear about this, I'd love to hear about that. That is so much more fun, and if you feel intuitively called to talk about something, somebody else needs to hear it. That's the beauty, right? Somebody else needs to hear what you're getting at. And so please don't be shy about that. Someone else wants to hear it. So I will guarantee you that's the way that the universe works, right? And so if we start yelling out into the universe, all of a sudden the things will come into us. And that's really what we're getting at. When you share, we're shouting out to the universe to have resolutions come back at us, right? So if I get loud and then I add 3 people in and then I get 5 more people over here, we're pretty freaking loud in the universe, and then stuff can start to come in for us. And so that's really what the information that you would share with me is about. And so I invite you into that. That's really crucial to the journey that I'm trying to be on here, how I'm trying to show up anyway. And so I really invite you into that space as well. So much content, my throat hurts, legit. And so I probably need to go, I don't know, do some other things today, give my poor voice a break. But I'm grateful you're here. I'm so grateful that you were signed in. And if you take a listen today, this is where things are headed. I just want to make sure everyone's on the same page. And so be looking for those logs this week so you can have that, like I said, little clunks of information. And hopefully that's a little more digestible than the fire hose that I've been doing in my lives. And so even though they're enjoyable and I love that, I feel like maybe smaller pieces might be just a little bit better for everyone. You could take in a little hunk every day, maybe versus just doing this like whole thing. So I'll be around. Let me know if there's anything you want to cover, talk about, if there's an area of renewal that speaks into your heart. There is a little small freebie meditation that's going to come through in the vlog this week, a couple of tips coming into the vlog this week. So there's stuff, man. There's stuff coming out. And you know why I played Twisted Sister? I wish I could play music, but I'm on my phone. So I played We're Not Gonna Take It, right? So I love that song. First of all, I love that song, okay? That aged me by about a whole bunch. I'm just gonna skip right over that. But here's what I'm gonna say. I want us to be fired up about our thoughts. I want us to be fired up about our agreements. I want us to actually be like, we're not going to take it anymore. Like, we're not just going to take it lying down. I don't have to sit in my shit. I have a choice to change and shift whatever I need. And that's really what I want people to hear is like, you are capable of every single moment renewing yourself and renewing your, that was fun. Wasn't it, Violet? It was so fun. We were like rocking out. And so it was a high energy start to our meditation day. I'm like breathless. I'm like, when we're done, I always do that. I dance at the beginning of stuff. Then I'm like, what am I doing? I can't even talk. I don't care because it creates great energy. But I want you to get fired up about it. Like, why are you not fired up about renewing yourself? Why are you not fired up about renewing your thoughts or the agreements you have with yourself? You don't have to live with a shit. You get the ability to begin again and again and again. And that's really what I'm trying to get at, is I want us to get feisty about it. Like, I don't have to take this. I am not required to sit in the garbage. I get a choice to live bigger and better every single day in the way that feels like it suits me the best. And so I want us to get fired up and feel like we're not going to take it anymore, because you get a choice. So again, rando day, let me tell you, I'm sure people were like, did not know me. So I don't even care. So it was a super fun way to start our morning. So anyway, you guys, thank you so much for plugging in. I'm deeply grateful. I'm grateful for the follows and things like that. Truly, the subscribing to my email. I'm so blessed to have all of you, and we are creating a really freaking cool tribe that I will like brag about with my every last breath, because there are really beautiful people in here who are wanting to work and come together in authenticity, and like it is just really amazing. The energy is really, really cool. And so I swear to you, I think you will be so happy if you come in and join our community. And it's not just about me. I'm telling you what, it's the cool stuff that's happening within that tribe and how I'm seeing people connect to each other that really lights me up, because that's really what we want to do. So we're developing a community. Yes, I'm doing my own jam and my business, but really at the end of the day, I truly hope that we're creating a really incredible community for people to kind of fall back into and to do this work within, where we feel safe and heard and seen. And we do our sacred work with each other so that we can hold each other up. So, bam! My throat's gonna die. I gotta go. My phone's dying. It just paused on me. So that's the sign from the universe. It's time to stop talking, Jennifer. So be looking for those vlogs. I'll be getting those out to you, coming directly your way. And I send you blessings, love, and light in your week. And we'll look forward to connecting with you guys on Monday. We're gonna see how that all goes. It might be a shit show. I have no idea. We're gonna try it, and we'll see how Monday goes. And if we need to maneuver a day, we will. But in the meantime, if you need anything, have suggestions, questions, or thoughts for renewal, please reach out and let me know, because I'm happy to sit with you in that. That's why I'm here. And otherwise, we will be back next Monday. My socks fell down. That's a fantastic name. Okay, anyway, sorry. I had squirrel. I'm like, squirrel. All right, guys, as I sign off again, have a great week, and we will be back around for renewal content all April. So I definitely encourage you to dig in. I've got some fun things lined up for you guys that are coming out in those vlogs, so keep your eyes peeled. All right, friends, take care. Blessings, love, and light to you guys. Till next time, we'll be around, and I will see you guys later this week.